Howdy ho, my YouTube peeps. I hope I can be, I hope I can make sense during this little video, because what I have to talk about is so new that I don't really have a vocabulary for it figured out. So I'm just going to stumble through this. My 4,000 calorie mess is, and probably closer to 4,500 when I think about it, is an overeating binge I went on last night. I was doing fine until I started to feel hungry. I hadn't eaten during the day. Then in the afternoon I started feeling hungry. By 6 o'clock I started to cook. I did not stop eating until I was beginning to feel sick. I ate stuff I don't even like. I didn't go to the store and buy like Cheetos and nachos and ice cream and junk. I ate what I had in the house, but I ate a whole lot of it. Tortillas, cornbread, butter, honey, fish, which sounds good except for that I had, 500 calories worth of fish, which is a big ass chunk of fish, let me tell you. Just food. I finally went to bed, and it was bad. My inflammation immediately flared up. My ankles were just throbbing. I mean, they were swollen and red and throbbing after about 3 hours of doing this. Headache, all kind of just like bloated and feeling bad and just bad. I mean, just bad overload. So I managed to get to sleep. I kept waking up. Finally, around 3 o'clock, I woke up for good and grabbed my phone, that's next to the bed, it's being charged, and I go onto Facebook. And after a couple minutes, I find a video. I've actually found two of them that this woman whose name now escapes me. I'll probably put it in the down bar because I'm going to go and look and make sure it's in the down bar. I'm going to try to remember to do links to these videos too. Anyway, I shared them on my Facebook page, so if any of you guys who are on my Facebook page, it's on there, it's a share. But anyhow, she was talking about failure and how we start out with a goal. Let's weight loss or writing a book or getting through school, whatever. And we have a start point and an end point at the goal. Well, in between there is what she calls the messy middle. That is the place where you fail, you make mistakes, you lose momentum, you have challenges that are difficult to surmount. It's all of that messy stuff in the middle, getting from what you want to achievement of that thing, whatever it is. She is, I don't know, she's got some sort of esoteric title having to do with psychology. Anyway, what she was studying was what is the difference between people who fail during the process of getting to their goal and get up and keep going and finally get to the goal, and people who fail once or twice or many times and finally run out of motivation and they never reach the goal. They quit or they just keep making the same mistakes over and over again. What is different about those two groups of people? And what she determined is that the people who get to the finish line, handle failure differently. When instead of failing and then not getting up and going on or punishing themselves with further failure behavior, whatever, the people who succeed, first of all, they recognize the failure. They don't try to go over it or under it or around it. They go through it, which is one of my favorite analogies. I talk about that a lot. You have to actually go through something to get to the other side. You can't avoid the experience of going through your process, whatever it is, including all the failures. Well, first you have to acknowledge that you're having a failure. Second, these people will analyze and, discuss, formulate, determine what they did and why they did it. Knowing what you did, I ate 4,500 calories last night, is not enough. I have to know why. Why did I eat 4,500 calories last night? So once you figure out the what and the why of your failure, then what you do is you determine what new behaviors should be in place in order to get through this failure and handle the next one or avoid the next one, because you're not going to be hopefully not going to be doing the same behaviors again to cause that failure to happen. So there's an integrative process that you have to go through when you fail the way I failed last night. So I guess I've always sort of known those things, but this woman threw up a really clear mirror to me to view myself and my failure and get through it. And briefly, I'll just give you the highlights of my failure. I've determined since last night that when I am feeling insecure, when I'm feeling as if I'm diminished somehow, particularly in the eyes of others, I punish myself for being a failure or being diminished or not being good enough by overeating. And the trigger for the overeating is actual physical hunger. If I'm not hungry, I don't tend to start overeating. But as soon as I feel hunger, then I tumble right into this big overeating experience. Then what happens after the overeating, I feel like I failed this is going to be the diet we're going to be talking about here, the life gain thing at the end that I'm trying to get to. I will feel like I failed at trying to reach that goal, and so I start to back out slowly. I start to, I'll have a hamburger on the road, or I'll pull through McDonald's if I know I'm not going to get to a decent meal within 6 hours. I will start, adding sugar into my life. I'm still eating good stuff, but I'm eating it with the sugar. And I become what's called recidivist. I just go back into my former way of being. I have to, first of all, be conscious and aware when this trigger mechanism happens. Call whoever I need to call, get on Facebook, talk to my best friends, whatever. Hey, I'm having a moment, I need your help. Get through it. And so that's one behavior that I need to change. Another behavior is I have to make sure I don't get hungry. That's really important. And part of the process for me is I let myself get hungry. See, I don't eat, I won't eat all day long, and then I get hungry. So it's like if I had been eating normally, I could have possibly gotten past this without going through a messy mistake. So I have to make sure that I do that I properly eat. And then there's something else that I need to start to work on, and that is my strengths and talents, gifts, are uniquely my own. And part of why I feel like a failure is because I'm not integrating those strengths and talents into my life in such a way that it helps support me. I live on rental income and very little of it. I'm not doing anything with I'm not being productive with the gifts I've been given to help pay my rent, to pay my, to save to build a house on my property, to do any of those things that, you know, you do when you haven't yet reached elderhood, the, you know, the maintenance and productiveness you do with cash as you're, you know, as you're living your life. I have backed so far away from doing that I'm inert in a way. I'm productive in ways that don't really help. For example, I can crochet the shit out of a hat. I mean, I can make anything that you want me to make for you in any color. And then you'll pay me $30 for the hat. That's about $1.50 an hour after I pay for the materials. $1.50 an hour is good, clean work, but I should be able to make more than that. I'm never going to make more than that on a hat because a hat's worth $30, right? But what goes on in my brain? Who are you? You barking? Oh, Grant's home. That's exciting. What goes on in my brain and can come out in the form of the written word or in the form of public speaking? I'm going to shut this off for just a second. Okay, now I'm going to finish this up if I can do it without barking. So anyway, it is through communication that I can probably most effectively use my gifts. So I need to work on that. I need to work on figuring out a way that communicating what goes on in my head, whether it's fiction or it's talking about what I'm talking about now, the whole life game process, whatever it is, how I can use that to be productive towards saving for my elderhood, towards making sure my place stays maintained, making sure I've got enough money to keep my car running, all of those sorts of things that are just basic needs. I don't want a yacht or a Lamborghini or, you know, a fur coat or that kind of stuff. I don't desire that stuff, but I do desire a certain level of security. And security is relative. It isn't a real thing. It's only a relative thing. But I know that I really need to address that now. So that's going to be what I'm going to be mentally working on for a while. Anyhow, I'm going to link this gal's videos in the down bar. Really eye-opening information. At least it was for me. I mean, I really kind of felt, I could really feel myself kind of integrating what she had to say. So, on that note, I hope I was coherent enough to get my thing across. So, today's a weigh-in day. I'm not going to weigh in today because I know that I'm sort of imbalanced in terms of like so much salt and sugar. I can feel I'm retaining water. I want to give myself a couple of days to see how this overeating thing actually shakes out in terms of how it's affected my weight. I'll probably weigh maybe tomorrow evening or maybe Thursday morning. So I'll give myself a baseline and then start back up on my regular Tuesday weigh-in. So that is in a nutshell what I've been going through. It was a very busy night and I am extremely tired. So I think I'm probably going to go back to bed for a while. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.